Good morning, children. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, children. Good morning. Yeah, let's recall the properties of a parallelogram. First, who can define a parallelogram? What is the definition of a parallelogram?
Both pairs of opposite sides are parallel, ma'am.
Yeah. So when both pairs of opposite sides are parallel, it's a parallelogram. This one property is sufficient. If a quadrilateral satisfies this property, then it's a parallelogram. See, when we say quadrilateral, it's simply a four-sided polygon. So if in the quadrilateral, both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel, then it is called a parallelogram. So that's what it is. A quadrilateral is called a parallelogram if both pairs of its opposite sides are parallel. Now we understood some properties of a parallelogram. Let's list them one by one. What are the properties? When a quadrilateral is a parallelogram, what are the properties?
Ma'am, I'm Devadarshini.
Yes, Devadarshini.
Ma'am, in parallelogram, opposite sides are equal, ma'am. Opposite angles are equal.
Very good.
And
Next.
Then, ma'am, can I say?
Yeah, okay, continue. Yes.
The diagonals are unequal. Diagonals bisect each other. Adjacent angles are supplementary.
Bisect at right angles?
Both pairs of opposite sides are parallel. I missed that one.
That is in the definition. Do the diagonals bisect at right angles?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am, but not at right angles.
No, they bisect each other, but not at right angles.
Ma'am, is my voice clearly heard?
Yeah, Madhumita, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So a quadrilateral is a parallelogram if both pairs of its opposite sides are parallel. Properties of a parallelogram. Opposite sides are equal. Both the pairs of opposite sides are equal. Correct? Opposite sides are parallel. Yeah, that's why it's a parallelogram. In a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. Then both the pairs of opposite angles. Now tell me, with respect to this figure, which are the opposite angles? Now apply the property of the parallelogram and tell me. ABCD is a parallelogram. The property is opposite angles are equal. Now in this figure, which are the equal angles?
Angle A and angle C, angle B and angle D, ma'am.
Okay, angle A is equal to angle C. Angle B is equal to angle D. Okay. And then we say that the diagonals are unequal. Which are the diagonals of the parallelogram? Name the diagonals in this figure.
Angle A and B, angle A, angle C, angle D, angle B.
No. How do we see? Diagonal is a line segment. How do you name a line segment? Diagonal is a line segment.
ACDB, ma'am.
AC, BD. AC is not equal to BD. AC, when we're not talking about angles, we're talking about line segments. Diagonal is a line segment. So how do we name a line segment? AC. AC is not equal to BD, but AC bisects, or in other words, AC and BD bisect each other. AC and BD bisect each other. That is, BD cuts AC into two equal halves. AC cuts BD into two equal halves. They cut one another into two equal halves. So they'll have the same midpoint. Both the diagonals will have the same midpoint. If the midpoint of AC is O, the midpoint of BD is also O. Then you must have written adjacent angles are supplementary. Have you written that? Yeah. Now tell me, apply that in this figure. Apply that in this figure and tell me. What do we mean by adjacent angles are supplementary?
Ma'am, when we add angle A and B, we get a sum of 180 degrees, ma'am, because each angle is equal to 90 degrees.
No. Each will not be 90. If each angle A is not equal to angle B, only then, like, see, we have you and I, we have something, it totals up to 180. So you can have 100, I can have 80, or you may have 170, I may have 10. It's just that the total of what we both have is 180. So that doesn't mean that we have equal shares. So angle A, yeah, angle A plus angle B is 180. In a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. Adjacent angles are not equal. Adjacent angles are not equal. Only opposite angles are equal. Angle A plus angle B is equal to 180. When you add the measures of these two angles, it will total to 180. So angle A can be 60 degrees, then B will be 120 degrees. If angle A is 50 degrees, B will be
130 degrees, ma'am.
130 degrees. Class, do we understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Angle A is 55 degrees, then angle B is?
Ma'am, what, ma'am?
If angle A is 55 degrees, angle B is? 125 degrees.
125 degrees.
125 degrees. Supposing angle A is 40 degrees, then angle D is DD. If A is 40, D is?
140 degrees, ma'am.
Yeah, because A and D are also adjacent angles. A and D are also adjacent angles. A and B are adjacent angles. A and D are also adjacent angles. In a quadrilateral, for one angle, there will be one opposite angle and two adjacent angles. I'm saying only for a quadrilateral. In a quadrilateral, if you take an angle, when you take an angle, that angle will have only one opposite angle. The remaining two will be adjacent angles. Now, when you take a B, which is the angle opposite to B?
Angle D, ma'am.
Angle D. The angle opposite to B. Opposite to angle B is angle D. Which are the remaining two angles?
Yes. Angle A and C, ma'am.
Angle A and C.
Yeah, A and C. Now, these two angles will be adjacent to B. They'll not be opposite. They'll be adjacent to B. In a quadrilateral, for one angle, there'll be only one opposite angle. The remaining two angles will be adjacent angles. So if you take up, say, C, for C, the opposite angle is A. Angle A and angle C are opposite angles. Now, what about the remaining two angles, B and D? C and D are adjacent angles. C and B are also adjacent angles. Only one opposite angle C will have. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I hope all of us get that clearly.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now tell me, children, if angle A is if angle C is, if angle D is 110 degrees, angle D is 110. What is the measure of angle B?
110 degrees, ma'am.
Why?
Because opposite angles in a parallelogram are equal.
Yeah. So if angle D measures 110 degrees, DD Then angle B also will measure 110 degrees by the property of a parallelogram. Opposite angles are equal. Okay, again, if D is 110, what will be the measure of C?
70, ma'am.
Why?
Because they adjacent angles and they add up to 180, ma'am.
Very good. Because the adjacent angles are supplementary. They add up to 180. So if D is 110 degrees, then C will be 180 minus 110, 70 degrees. They should add up to 180. If C is 70 now, how much is A? What is the measure of angle A?
70 degrees, ma'am.
70 degrees, because opposite angles are equal. So 70 degrees. All right, children. Now tell me this one. If the length of the line segment AB, if AB, please get it clearly, if AB is equal to 10 centimeters, what is the length of CD? Now we are talking about
10
sides.
centimeters, ma'am.
Ma'am.
We are talking about the sides, children, not angles. If AB, now see, adjacent angles add to 180, adjacent sides don't add to 180, children. Sometimes you tend to get confused, okay? So AB plus BC is equal to 180 makes no sense. Angle A, angles, adjacent angles are supplementary. Sometimes we just mix up with the sides and we say AB plus BC is equal to 180. That makes no sense. Okay, so the question was, if AB is equal to 10 centimeters, what is the measure or what is the length of the line segment CD? You answered, but just do it again.
10 centimeter, ma'am, because opposite sides are equal in a parallelogram.
Yeah. Now, if AB is 10 centimeter, what is the length of BC? The adjacent sides AB and BC are adjacent sides, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, again, you know, when we take up a side in a quadrilateral, children, in a quadrilateral, one side, if you take up one side, it will have only one opposite side. The remaining two will be adjacent sides. Now, when you take up the line segment AD, line segment, children, line segment. So this one, I'm talking about the side. I'm talking about this side, AD, this side AD. So the side AD, which is the side opposite to AD?
BC, ma'am.
BC. The side opposite to AD is BC. Then which are the sides adjacent to AD?
AB and DC.
AB. Yeah, AB and DC. Good, Raja. Very good. AB and DC. So if you take up a side, it'll have in a quadrilateral, a side will have only one opposite side. The remaining two will be adjacent sides. So when you take up AD and BC are opposite sides. But AD and DC, adjacent sides. AD and AB, adjacent sides. Now my question was, if AB, okay, now my question is, if AB is 10 centimeters, what will be the length of BC? If AB is 10 centimeters, what is the length of BC?
10 centimeters, ma'am.
No, only opposite sides are equal. All sides are not equal. If AB is 10 centimeters, what is the measure of BC? Okay, don't get angry with the answer, children. You can't say the length of BC. Given AB, you cannot find the length of BC. BC can be 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters, 2.5 centimeters, 3.5 centimeters, can be 3.4, it can be 9. We can't say. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yeah, so given the angles, when you're given the measure of an angle, you can find the remaining angles. If you're given one angle, angle A is 60 degrees, you can find the remaining angles by the properties. Opposite angles are equal, adjacent angles are supplementary. If you know one angle of a parallelogram, you can find the remaining angles. But when you know one side, you can find the opposite side because opposite sides are equal. Adjacent sides you can't find. At least one should be given, then you can find the other one. Now, for example, if AB is 10 centimeters, then CD is 10 centimeters. If it is given that BC is 9 centimeters, if it's given BC is 9, then AD is also 9. Opposite sides are equal. But when only one side is given, you can only find its opposite side. You cannot find the remaining two sides. Now take this question. Write down, children. Perimeter of the parallelogram is equal to 40 centimeters. Perimeter of the parallelogram is equal to 40 centimeters. AD is equal to AD is equal to 8 centimeters. AD is equal to 8 centimeters. Find AB. Now you can find, children, you can find this. I've given you the perimeter is 40 centimeters. AD is 8 centimeters. Find AB. The question is find AB. Work it, children. Work and tell me the length of AB. You can find it. You can find. Very simple. We have learned linear equations. Very simple. I'll just get back, children. Please work.
Ma'am, 12 centimeter, ma'am.
Do we have the answer? AB?
12 centimeter, ma'am.
AB is equal to 12 centimeters. Perfect. Can you read your steps? Can you read this from your book?
Ma'am, perimeter of this parallelogram is 40 centimeters. AB is equals to 8 centimeter, ma'am. But then AB plus BC equals to 16. Then we must minus 16 from 40, we get 24. We must divide it into 2, we get 12, ma'am.
Okay, fine, fine. Correct. So you've done it completely, without using a variable, the numerical approach, but you've understood it correctly. Very good. Sindhu and Sanjay, good.
Thank you, ma'am.
AB is equal to 12 centimeter. No, what was given to you? AD was 12, right? No, AD was 8. AD 8, we have to find AB. So AB is equal to 12 centimeters. Perfect. So children, it's like this. We'll just call AB as X, children. We'll call A. See, we have to find AB. We don't know AB. Let it be X. Let it be X. Then what is the opposite side? That also will be X. If you call AB as X, the opposite side CD also will be X because opposite sides are equal. Now, if this is 8, this is also 8. Opposite sides are equal, children. If this is 8, if AD is 8, BC is also 8. Now we don't know AB, so let that be X or Y or whatever letter. Then CD is also X. Now what is the equation, children? Tell me. What's the equation? How do you work perimeter?
Ma'am, 16 plus 2x is equal to 40, ma'am.
Danya, before that step, yeah, you're right. But before that, what will you get? X
plus 8 plus 8, ma'am.
Very good. X plus 8 plus 8 is equal to?
40, ma'am.
Is equal to 40. Yes. Perfect, Danya. So if you call, so X, children, see what is perimeter, children? Perimeter is simply the length of the boundary of a closed figure. It's the length of the boundary of a closed figure. So AB plus BC plus CD plus AD. The total length, the length of the closed figure AB plus BC plus CD plus AD will be equal to 40 centimeters. Now AB is X, CD is also X. This is 8 and this is also 8. So X plus 8 is equal to 40. X plus X is 2X plus 8 plus 8 is 16 is equal to 14. Have you understood till there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, children. So solving this equation, you can find the value of X. Yes.
Ma'am, I don't understand this thing, ma'am.
No problem. How do you find the perimeter? Okay. How do you find the perimeter, Madhumita?
2 into L plus B, ma'am.
Yeah, that's correct. But you can also add the lengths of how many sides does the parallelogram have?
4 sides, ma'am.
What is the length of AB?
AB equals AD equals 8 centimeter, ma'am.
Okay. Then what is BC?
8 centimeter, ma'am.
And we assume AB to be X, right? Let AB be X centimeters, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Then what will be CD?
CD will be X, ma'am. It will be equal to X.
Yeah. Now add the lengths of the 4 sides. X plus 8.
Ma'am, 8 gives 16, but
No, just go in the order. Just tell me what is AB plus BC plus CD plus AD. Tell me that.
yes, ma'am.
X plus
8 plus X plus 8
is equal to what? When you add,
equals 40 centimeter.
correct? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Now I get it.
Yeah. When you find the length, when you find the sum of the length of the 4 sides, it will be equal to the perimeter. So
Yes.
X plus 8 plus x plus 8 is equal to 40, is equal to the perimeter. On solving this equation, you can find the value of x.
Yes, ma'am.
And what is x? AB.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Children, see, this is what I want. If you don't understand, you have to raise your voice. Otherwise, I will just assume that you've understood and I'll proceed. If it's not clear, you don't understand, you have to ask me. Then you give me the opportunity to, make it better, give a better explanation. So like this, we should frame the equation. X plus 8 plus x plus 8 is equal to 40. X plus x is 2x. Plus 8 and 8 is 16. So 2x plus 16 is equal to 40. What is the step after that? 2x plus 16 is equal to 40. Next step?
2x is equal to 40 minus 16.
Okay, so 2x is equal to 40 minus 16 is
24, ma'am.
24. So 2x is equal to 24. X is equal to
24 by
12, ma'am.
24 by 2.
That
X
is
is equal to 12. Very good. Very good, children. X is equal to 12. And who is x? Who is x?
AB, ma'am.
AB. So AB is equal to 12 centimeters. That's all. All right, children. So this is about a parallelogram. Let's take up the next one. Rhombus. Did I give you the properties of a rhombus?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you have the properties?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Define a rhombus. What is a rhombus?
A parallelogram having all sides equal is called a rhombus.
Very good. A parallelogram in which all the sides are equal is a rhombus. What are the other properties? What are the other properties of a rhombus?
Diagonals
And they were usually all
and they have
One
all
second, children, 1 second. Devadarshini wants to answer. Just a second. Yes, Devadarshini.
Yes, ma'am. All sides are equal. Diagonals are unequal. Diagonals bisect each other in right angles.
That's all.
Yes, ma'am. That's all you have given.
Okay, the Devadarshini, all sides are equal in a rhombus. Are all the sides equal in a rhombus? Okay, children, all sides are equal in a rhombus.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
In a rhombus, all the sides are equal. So that is the definition. A parallelogram having all sides equal is a rhombus. Okay, all sides are equal. Opposite angles are equal. Are the opposite angles equal?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Yes, ma'am.
Why should it be equal?
Because it has all the properties of parallelogram, ma'am.
Very good. Very good. Who was that, Sindhu or Sanjay?
Sindhu, ma'am.
Very good. Because it has all the properties of a parallelogram. A rhombus is a parallelogram. So angle A is equal to angle C. Opposite angles are equal because it's a parallelogram. It has all the properties of a parallelogram. It's called a rhombus because it's a parallelogram in which all the sides are equal. It's called a rhombus because all the sides are equal. In a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. In a rhombus, all the sides are equal. It has all the properties of a parallelogram. But it's called a rhombus because all sides are equal. That is why we say a parallelogram having all sides equal is a rhombus. Now, what is angle A? What is the relation between angle A and angle C? Angle A?
Opposite angles, ma'am.
No, that's what. Angle A is equal to angle C, correct?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, what about B and D?
Opposite angles.
Opposite angles are equal, ma'am.
Equal.
Angle B is equal to angle D. What about A and B?
They are adjacent angles.
Adjacent angles.
So,
They are supplementary, ma'am.
that means angle A plus angle B is equal to
180, ma'am.
180 degrees, ma'am.
180 degrees. Now, what is the relation between now I'll give you two angles. You must either say they're equal. You must either say angle P is equal to angle Q, or you must say P plus Q is 180. Okay, I want one of these two answers. You should either say angle P is equal to angle Q, or you must say angle P plus angle Q is 180. Now look at the figure, the one which is on your screen. What will you say about B and D?
Ma'am, what, ma'am?
What can you say about angles B and D?
Ma'am, they are opposite angles, ma'am.
Opposite angles. So they are opposite angles, and what's the property?
Ma'am, angle B is equal to angle D.
Angle B is equal to angle D. Now tell me for B and C.
They are adjacent angles and they add up to 180, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me symbolically. Angle B plus
Angle B plus angle C is equal to 180, ma'am.
angle B plus angle C is equal to 180. Correct. All right, the other properties are just like a parallelogram. Diagonals are unequal. Diagonals bisect each other at right angles. They bisect each other at right angles. So same thing, all sides equal, opposite angles equal, opposite sides are also equal. In fact, all the sides are equal. Adjacent angles are supplementary. All right, children, let's move to the next one. Rectangle. So since it's a very familiar figure, will not take a long time. So it's a parallelogram. A rectangle is a parallelogram. A rectangle is a parallelogram in which each angle is a right angle. In a parallelogram, if one angle is 90 degrees, then it's a rectangle. In a parallelogram, if one angle is 90 degrees, it's a rectangle. Now in this parallelogram, it's not possible in this parallelogram, but we'll just understand using this. If angle A is 180, only one angle, suppose A is 180, sorry. If angle A is 90 degrees, if angle A is 90, what will be the measure of C?
90 degrees, ma'am.
90, because opposite angles are equal. What will be the measure of B?
90 degree, ma'am. Because they're supplementary.
They're supplementary. Adjacent angles are
Angles are supplementary.
Yeah, correct. Now, if B is 90, what is D?
90 degree, ma'am.
So what?
Opposite sides are equal.
Opposite angles
Opposite
are
angles are equal.
Yeah. Now, what do we observe? We only had angle A 90. We only had angle A 90. But when angle A is 90, C will automatically be 90 because opposite angles are equal. If A is 90, B is also 90 because adjacent angles are supplementary. And if B is 90, D will be 90. Opposite angles are equal. That means in a parallelogram, if one angle is 90, all the other angles will be 90 degrees. So a parallelogram in which one angle is a right angle is a rectangle. A parallelogram in which one angle is a right angle. Right angle meaning one angle measures 90 degrees. Then that parallelogram is a rectangle. Rectangle. That's what it is. Remember, a rectangle is a parallelogram. A rectangle is a parallelogram. A rectangle is a parallelogram in which it's a special parallelogram in which all the angles measure 90 degrees. And you know, rectangle opposite sides are equal. Have I given you the properties?
Yes,
Diagonals, okay. Diagonals are equal. They bisect each other. Have I given you all that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Diagonals are equal and diagonals bisect each other, not at right angles. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if the definition of a parallelogram is, a rectangle is a parallelogram in which one angle, you can say all the angles are right angles, but even better, you can say a parallelogram in which one angle is a right angle, because if one angle is a right angle, all the others also will be a right angle. Right angle meaning 90 degrees. So a parallelogram in which one angle is a right angle is a rectangle. In a rectangle, diagonals are equal. They bisect each other. Because it's a parallelogram, they will bisect each other, but not at right angles. A square is a parallelogram in which all the sides are equal and one angle is a right angle, or you can say each angle measures 90 degrees. All sides equal, each angle 90 degrees. What about the diagonals in a square? Are they equal?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, they are equal. Do they bisect each other?
Yes, ma'am. At right angle, ma'am.
At right angles. They bisect each other at right angles. Okay, children, because these properties I just wanted to recall before we move ahead. All right. So now a trapezium. Take a screenshot, children. A trapezium is a quadrilateral with only one pair of opposite sides parallel. You can see in the figure AB is parallel to CD. It's marked. AB parallel to CD is marked. So a trapezium is a quadrilateral. It's not a parallelogram. A trapezium is not a parallelogram because if it has to be a parallelogram, then both the pairs of opposite sides must be parallel. So in this figure, which are the parallel sides?
AB and
DC,
DC, ma'am.
AB, ma'am.
AB is parallel to DC. Which are the non-parallel sides? Which are the sides that are not parallel?
AD and CB, ma'am.
AD and CB. AD and BC, they are not parallel. So how can we call this a parallelogram? Only one pair of opposite sides are parallel. One pair of opposite sides is parallel. So this is a trapezium, not a parallelogram. That is the difference. If both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel, it's a parallelogram. If only one pair of opposite sides is parallel, it's a trapezium. That's the big difference between a trapezium and a parallelogram. Trapezium, only one pair of opposite sides parallel. Other pair of opposite sides non-parallel. It will not be parallel. Parallelogram, both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel. Is that fine? Understood, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing for you. This is enough in detail. So more properties of all these quadrilaterals we'll see in 9th standard. Now for 8th standard, I think this knowledge is sufficient.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, 1 second, can you repeat the special properties of trapezium?
Yeah. And it's exactly, I did not say any extra property. I'll tell you what I said. It's on the screen also. A parallelogram, a quadrilateral. A trapezium is a quadrilateral in which only one pair of opposite sides is parallel.
Ma'am, does it have any other special properties like the rectangle, square?
No, nothing. It differs. It doesn't have any other special property. There are properties, but nothing like diagonals are not equal. Diagonals are not equal. Opposite angles need not be equal. Adjacent angles need not be supplementary. So nothing like that. No other property specific to a trapezium.
Okay, ma'am.
Devadarshini, you got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. When we talk about angles, opposite angles need not be equal. Adjacent angles need not be supplementary. Diagonals are not equal. Now, isosceles trapezium. Isosceles trapezium. So this is a trapezium. It's a trapezium. Isosceles trapezium is a trapezium. That means one pair of opposite sides is parallel. AB is parallel to CD. AB is parallel to CD. Why is it called isosceles? Isosceles means two sides equal. When two sides are equal, it is isosceles. The term isosceles is used when two sides are equal in a figure. The non-parallel sides are the equal sides. The non-parallel sides are the equal sides. AD is not parallel to BC. When those non-parallel sides are equal, it's called an isosceles trapezium. When the non-parallel sides are equal, it's called an isosceles trapezium. AD and BC are the non-parallel sides. And they're equal. If they're equal, it's an isosceles trapezium. So a trapezium in which it should be a trapezium. That means one pair of opposite sides should be parallel. A trapezium in which non-parallel sides are equal. You can see it's marked here. Equality is marked here. See, AD is equal to BC. It's marked here. A trapezium in which the non-parallel sides are equal is called an isosceles trapezium. Do we understand that, children?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So a trapezium in which the non-parallel sides are equal. Parallel sides are AB and CD. AB and CD. They are parallel sides. The other pair, AD and BC, they are not parallel, but they are equal. So since AD is equal to BC, it's an isosceles trapezium. The non-parallel sides are equal. So it's an isosceles trapezium. In this trapezium, AD is not equal to BC. 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 It's only a trapezium. Now, children, one question for you is can a parallelogram be called a trapezium? Now, let me make my question clear. Is a square a parallelogram? Can you call a square a parallelogram?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Why?
ma'am.
Why? How can you call a square a parallelogram? What is the definition of a parallelogram? What is the basic quality?
Both has of opposite sides are parallel, ma'am.
Yeah, that's all. Yes. In a quadrilateral, when both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel, it's a parallelogram. Now you ask that question for a square. You ask the square. You have a square. Do you think both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel in a square?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's a parallelogram. That's all. That's why it's a parallelogram. Why is a rectangle a parallelogram?
Yes, ma'am.
No, why is it a parallelogram?
Both pairs of opposite sides are equal, ma'am.
Equal is fine, but you should say parallel. Both pairs of opposite sides. Equal is also good, but since both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel, it's a parallelogram. A rectangle is a parallelogram. A rhombus is also a parallelogram. Now the question is a parallelogram a trapezium?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Because in trapezium, only one pair of opposite sides are parallel.
No, ma'am. It's the sides are non-parallel, so only non-parallel sides are equal. So this is not a
Okay. Now look at the definition of a trapezium. What is a trapezium? A quadrilateral having exactly one pair. A quadrilateral having exactly one pair of parallel sides is called a trapezium. You can remove that word exactly. A quadrilateral having one pair of parallel sides is called a trapezium. Remove that word exactly from there. Children, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Is my voice clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Remove this word exactly from here. A quadrilateral having one pair of parallel sides is called a trapezium. Now, a parallelogram can be called a trapezium because, see, when you look at the figure, that is why you should know the definitions. Which is why you should know the definitions. Now, when does something qualify to be a trapezium? If you look at the figure, if one pair of opposite sides is parallel, it's a trapezium. If both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel, it's a parallelogram. If no pair, okay, we'll come to that. We haven't discussed that. That's what is the definition. If one pair, you look at a quadrilateral, okay? You're looking at a quadrilateral. And in the quadrilateral, if only you find one pair of opposite sides is parallel, the other side is non-parallel. It's given to you. I'm not asking you to check. It's given. It's given that in that particular quadrilateral, one pair of opposite sides is parallel and the other is not parallel. So you will say it's a trapezium because one pair is parallel, right? So it's a trapezium. Now there's another quadrilateral. Say you see a square. Is a square a trapezium? Yeah, square is a trapezium because one pair of opposite sides is parallel. It is a trapezium. Is a square a parallelogram? Yeah, both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel. Yeah, it is a parallelogram. So simply in a figure, if one pair of opposite sides is parallel, it is a trapezium. If both are parallel, parallelogram. Do we get that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
The definition is very important. The definition is very important. In a quadrilateral, if you see one pair of opposite sides parallel, see that it might have many other properties. You should not be bothered about all that. It might have many other properties. Our concern is there one pair of opposite sides parallel? If the answer is yes, it's a trapezium. Because for trapezium, it should satisfy this condition. One pair of opposite sides should be parallel. So in a parallelogram, yeah, one pair of opposite sides are parallel. It's a trapezium. Now, if both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel, it's a parallelogram. So when you look at a rectangle or a square, you can call them trapezium, you can call them parallelograms. If the question is a square a trapezium? Yes, it is a trapezium because one pair of opposite sides is parallel. Is a square a parallelogram? Yeah, it's a parallelogram because both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel. No, children, don't get confused. It's like this. Is 2 an even number?
Yes, ma'am.
Is 2 a whole number?
Yes, ma'am.
Is 2 a prime number?
Yes, ma'am.
Is 2 a natural number?
Yes, ma'am.
Is 2 a factor of 8?
Yes, ma'am.
See, for one number 2, we are answering yes for so many questions. In the same way, is a square a trapezium? Yes. Is a square a parallelogram? Yes. Why? Because it satisfies the definition. It satisfies the definition. The definition of a trapezium is one pair of opposite sides must be parallel. Then you can call it a trapezium. In a square, one pair of opposite sides, you can see one pair parallel. So it's a trapezium. If it should be called a parallelogram, both the pairs of opposite sides should be parallel. In a rectangle or in a square, yeah, both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel. It's a parallelogram. So whenever you have to judge if a figure is, a trapezium or a parallelogram, you just have to use a definition. It need not satisfy all the properties, just the definition. One pair parallel, trapezium. Both the pairs parallel, parallelogram. So the definition is very important. So in an isosceles trapezium, if the non-parallel sides are equal, it has one pair of parallel sides, AB is parallel to CD. The non-parallel sides AD and BC are equal. So it's an isosceles trapezium. That's all. With this, we'll get into the exercise. I think exercise we can start only in the next class. All right, you would have definitely seen the shape of a kite. So in a kite, opposite sides are not parallel. In a kite, opposite sides are not parallel. Opposite sides AB and CD, they'll not be parallel. BC and AD will not be parallel. So in a kite, opposite sides are not parallel. In a trapezium, one pair of opposite sides parallel. Parallelogram, both the pairs of opposite sides parallel. In a kite, opposite sides are not parallel. In a kite, opposite sides are not parallel. And see the equality, adjacent sides will be equal. Adjacent sides will be equal, like AB is equal to AD and then BC will be equal to DC. You can see this figure here. Adjacent sides will be equal, opposite sides will not be equal. Adjacent sides. AD is equal to AD, sorry, AB is equal to AD, BC is equal to DC or CD. Opposite sides are not parallel, adjacent sides are equal, but opposite sides are unequal. You can just write the properties in a simpler way. Write in your book, kite, opposite sides not parallel. Opposite sides not parallel, meaning both the pairs of opposite sides are not parallel. Both the pairs of opposite sides are not parallel. Adjacent sides are equal. Adjacent sides equal. Adjacent sides equal meaning only two pairs of adjacent sides will be equal. Like see, AB is equal to AD. That is one pair of adjacent equal sides. Then BC is equal to DC. So there are two pairs of equal sides. One pair, another pair. Two pairs of equal sides. Two pairs of equal adjacent sides there. That's why here you can see two pairs. So we have two pairs of equal sides. Correct? You can see it here. Two pairs of equal sides. Okay, how many? Let's do it like to understand these words. How many pairs of equal sides does a kite have? How many pairs of equal sides? One pair or two pairs?
2 pairs, ma'am.
Two pairs. Okay, two pairs of one pair, two pairs. So two pairs of adjacent sides, two pairs are equal, right? So two pairs of adjacent sides are equal, not opposite. Please understand this. Two pairs of equal adjacent sides. Just remove the word adjacent and read two pairs of equal sides. Do we agree? Two pairs of equal sides. Yeah, it has two pairs of equal sides. Two pairs of equal, not opposite sides, adjacent sides. Two pairs of equal adjacent sides. But opposite sides are unequal. A kite is not a trapezium, a kite is not a parallelogram because it has no parallel sides here. Opposite sides are not parallel. So it's not a kite, it's not a trapezium, it's not a parallelogram. You can see it here. You can see now this, you know, this parallel, this the opposite side, AD and BC. Just imagine you produce it, okay? You produce it BC. That is, you produce CD. You produce it, you pull it like this. And AD also, AD, when you produce it, not DA, I should say, DA, when you produce it, they'll meet somewhere. When you produce the opposite sides, you might think in the figure they are not meeting, then they are parallel. No. When you produce the sides, they'll meet somewhere. When they are parallel, even if you produce them, they'll not meet. All right, children. Yeah, you can understand all this. Take a screenshot and go through this. These properties are written with respect to just using the words equal and not equal. Okay. These properties are just using the phrases equal and not equal. You can read this, children. Just using the terms equal, not equal, equal, not equal. Sides and diagonals. Talking about the sides and diagonals. Opposite sides and diagonals. These are the only four terms used throughout here. Equal, not equal, sides, maybe opposite sides or all sides, and diagonals. You can differentiate the quadrilaterals using these terms. Sides, based on the sides, based on the diagonals, using the terms equal and not equal. No, now why I mentioned that is you should not get confused. A quadrilateral is a parallelogram if its opposite sides are equal. Yeah, you know, in a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. Now you will think, no, but you said opposite sides are parallel. Yes, that is only the definition. I'm not saying that is only the definition. Children. Class, use the emoji, raise your hand. Very good. Devadarshini looks like does not have the raise hand option or is not working. Okay. Okay.
Ma'am, I have did it, ma'am, but it's coming slow.
Late. Yeah, I understand. So children, I was telling you that the definition, you remember the way we understood. A parallelogram, if it's a parallelogram, that means both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel. That only is the definition. I've just differentiated the quadrilaterals using using the sides, opposite sides and diagonals based on equality or inequality. See here, a quadrilateral is a parallelogram if its opposite sides are parallel. It's a rhombus if all sides are equal. It's a rectangle if opposite sides are equal and diagonals are equal. Because if only opposite sides are equal, it's a parallelogram. In addition to that, if diagonals are equal, because in a parallelogram, diagonals are not equal. In addition to that, if diagonals are equal, it becomes a rectangle. If only sides are equal, it's a rhombus. If along with the sides, if the diagonals are also equal, it's a square. I want you to read all this and understand. We'll discuss this in the next class. It's very simple. So it's just based on sides, opposite sides, diagonals, equal, not equal. Children? Take a picture of this.
Taken, ma'am.
Yes, all this is for you. Take a screenshot. Understand and write all this in your notebook. When you write, you know, it gets registered. All the properties get registered very clearly in your mind. So writing is very important. Don't read and leave it. Take a picture, children. Done?
Yes, ma'am. Took it, ma'am.
Okay. Answer these questions. We'll see the answers in the next class. They're not questions, they're statements. So there are some statements given and you'll have to, it's like a clue, some clues given and you have to name the parallelogram. Meaning you should say if it's a rectangle, square or a rhombus. Name
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, we also have some quadrilateral word problems in this chapter, no, ma'am?
Yeah, we have.
Okay, ma'am. I just want to confirm because in my school textbooks there are only problems and everything, ma'am.
We do have problems. I think you're talking about these. Are you talking about these?
Yes, ma'am. Find one missing angle. Let the angle be x and everything, ma'am.
1 minute. Like this?
Yeah, ma'am.
Find XYZ.
Yes, ma'am.
Find XYZ. Find the missing angles. Find XYZ. Like this?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah. We are still to do all that. All right, children. So that's it for today's session. Thank you so much. You may leave the meeting.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children.